again, I'm back with another Mercury sign video, and today we'll be talking about Mercury in Virgo. So Mercury in Virgo. Mercury is very much at home in the sign of Virgo, and Mercury naturally rules Virgo, so this is a very comfortable placement for Mercury. We find that ideas flow. Ideas are organized very neatly into the Mercury and Virgo person's mind. They can be very orderly with how they think, with how they speak, with just their thought process in general are very straightforward and very clear cut. So it's easy for them to really communicate what it is they want to say, unless there's other afflictions, unless there are any like bad aspects towards the Mercury in the chart. But generally speaking, Mercury and Virgo are really good communicators. They're very good at supporting their own arguments in a conversation. They have this type of mind that is very straight to the point and is very like it picks apart problems and concepts very easily, very precisely. That's like one big word for Mercury and Virgo, is that their thoughts are very precise and they're very exact. So this helps them really like communicate exactly what it is that they want to say with the type of precision and the type of sharp mind and intelligence that they have. If you're able to look inside the mind of a Mercury and Virgo person, you would probably find endless aisles of just filing cabinets, and everything is organized by color, by category, alphabetically. Just they have that type of mind where everything, every memory, every idea, and every concept is just stored very neatly and precisely away in their mind. And so this is what I mean by them having a very organized mental capacity. So when a Mercury in Virgo is speaking, they like to plan out what they want to say first before speaking. Like they're not the type to just like blurt out anything like right off the bat or just speak without thinking. They're the exact opposite of that. They're going to want to almost have a script or just know clearly ahead of time what it is that they want to say, because they're the type of people who will want to back up their arguments with facts and have like supporting details for each thing that they want to say. Like, you know how in school, in grade school, when like they teach you in English class how to like write an essay, how to write like a paragraph and construct a paragraph based on like each sentence is like labeled something. Like you have your introductory sentence, you have like your concrete detail, you have a commentary, you have another concrete detail and a commentary, and then like a conclusion or something like that, right? I feel like a Mercury and Virgo person probably invented that system, and they definitely like stick to that throughout their lives, even like when they're done with school. It's like something that they really believe in, because their own minds and their own communication style is very much just naturally like that. Just very, it makes sense. It just makes a lot of sense. And it's hard to misinterpret what they say or to have misunderstandings with Mercury and Virgo, unless their Mercury is afflicted, of course. But it's hard to misunderstand them because they're just so the things that they say and the way that they put things and communicate their own thoughts is just very clear and just very thorough and efficient. I think that a Mercury and Virgo person can have a hard time overthinking things sometimes, or overanalyzing subjects or people. They because they have a naturally like analytical mind and they're very good at critical thinking. It's like that's their automatic. That's like their default type of thinking. So like if they're in a situation and they need to make a decision about something or like choose a pathway, like they can sometimes get caught up in just overanalyzing the situation and like having almost this tunnel vision, like honing in on just the very specific, very minute details that they miss the bigger picture. And this can lead to indecision. This can lead to beating around the bush and just like not ending up not really getting anything done because they're just so busy, like caught up in the details and caught up like thinking critically about every situation or every possible thing that could go wrong, and like they spend too much time like in their mind, pretty much, and um, they can be just way too overly analytical sometimes. Um, Instead of trusting themselves and learning to trust their instincts, learning to trust their own judgment, trust their own inner voice. Sometimes they'll just kind of ignore that because Mercury in Virgo is concerned with things that they can see, things um, that are real, that are tangible, and like they rely a lot on logic and numbers and facts and like scientific evidence of like the real world of what's in front of them. They're not gonna like rely on like intuition or things that are imaginary or whatever, like their inner conscience or whatever. Um, Mercury in Virgo is just very logical minded, and they're concerned with the real, hard, concrete facts and details, like true evidence. I feel like Mercury in Virgo can be very good listeners. They can be um, Virgo is mutable. Mutable signs are very adaptable, and they're good at blending in with other people. They're good at they can be impressionable, and they can soak up the energies of other people, and they're very adaptable in that way. So when you're having a conversation with a Mercury in Virgo, they can easily adapt their thinking to what it is that you're saying, or like your own way of thinking. So they do have like this understanding attitude when talking to other people, so that can make them good listeners. That can make them a little bit more open-minded than like a fixed sign, say, or any of the other earth signs. So they're able to see both sides of the situation because they're immutable, and they're really good at giving you like the best, most wisest advice because they're so this is a situation where their analytical mind and critical thinking skills can really be good for them, is when other people come up to them for problems, and then they have like this wisdom to offer other people, um, because they can see everything, and they look at the details that you might have missed. They look at, or they think about it in this critical way that you may have missed, or you may have not thought about it that way. And so they're good at like picking out those little things that you may have missed and showing them to you, and like kind of just cutting you on your bull crap, and just cutting through all of the fluff and um, all of like the haze and the haze that's like kind of covering your eyes. Like if you're not seeing a situation very clearly, Mercury in Virgo sees situations very, very clearly, and it's hard to fool them. It's hard to um, kind of trick their minds because they have very quick and agile minds. So like they can just easily see things very clearly for what they are, like where other people might overlook things, or where other people might be fooled, or like they're confused by something, like a Mercury in Virgo. They're able to just see through all of that, and it's just hard to fool them because they're just very, very smart. They're very logical. So these are also people who are very good at researching. They're good for group projects. They're good for teaching. They're good for, they can be good teachers as well as good students. Um, just having the type of mind that they have just makes them so well equipped for not just giving out information but also absorbing it, because they're just so organized in their mental processes. It's like, they can explain things very clearly and very plainly, so that you get it and that you understand it in a very clear and just organized manner. And then they're also very good at like absorbing the information that you give to them, because like I said, if you imagine their mind is like this giant hallway of just endless filing cabinets, and they can easily store like little bits of information that you give them and just organize it in such a way that they'll always remember it, and it's always, always at hand for them, always convenient for them to, um, just pick up where they left off. Like they never stop learning. I feel like a Mercury and Virgo person would never stop learning. They are always wanting to learn new things because they do have that agile, flexible mind that can, um, just easily learn, easily soak up like new concepts and new studies, new information. I feel that this placement can also make someone very routine oriented. So, this goes along with them just having very organized, thought processes, and, um, because Virgo is very much, very much tied to a schedule. They like, because they're so organized, like they're gonna want to keep to a schedule. They're gonna like, it's almost like they don't need their own like alarm clocks to like, or reminders like on their phone, like to know when to do things, because they're very rarely ever scatterbrained or very rarely like off the path. Like if they have a to-do list, or if they have like a set plan, a game plan like for how they want their day to go, they're not going to steer from it. They can, because they are that flexible, adaptable, mutable sign. However, they do prefer to have a routine. They prefer to have a schedule. Remember that they're still Earth, and so, those types of things will appeal to them, and, um, they don't like impulsivity or like just doing things playing by ear, or doing things spontaneously, or they're just very on point with like the things that they need to do. And, so their brains are always just very like a really well oiled machine. um, the gears are always moving, the gears are always very smooth and working well. And so, their minds are always just super sharp and super, they always make sure that, they're on the right track, basically. So I think that's about everything there is to say about Mercury and Virgo. If you have anything else to add, please add it down in the comments below. And I'll see you again for another Mercury video. Thank you.